All right, another totally rewarding chat. It's a little different bent this time. And as always, I have Paul. How's it going, Paul?
It's going great. Background's still here, Sean.
It is still there. I
I'm just
think
gonna beat you
are you
to
going
it
to
now.
change it?
No, why would I do that?
I liked the premise originally that you had the whiteboard there and you were going to like write different things on it and you were just short of writing things on it. That was such a great concept. The execution was slightly flawed.
Is Courtney just you've seen my background, so we're jumping on top of Courtney here, but like I had that shiny whiteboard in my background, and it
Yeah,
was just hard to look at. Like, was the real issue, right? And the backstory. Sorry to do this in front of everybody now, but like I put it up before video was a thing, right? I loved writing on my whiteboard. It just became the wrong spot. So
Well,
I've
he told
changed
me at one
once
point he was
now.
gonna, like, put behind him every time, like, a little something or other, but that evidently was way too much work, and so then the whiteboard was just a glaring white blank whiteboard,
Yes.
so not untrue. At that point, he then moved, and then what you missed, Courtney, and I'll make fun of myself a little bit, is, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 episodes after he had this current backdrop in, I was like, "Hey, check out the new background." Yeah, which was
I feel
great.
like
Watch
you're very particular about backgrounds. I had to get not had to, but
Oh.
I went and bought pictures for my wall because
Yeah.
Sean said it looked like I was sitting in a padded psych room. And I was like, well, now I need to obviously do something about
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Oh,
he who works from
I
his
forgot about
basement.
that. Now I just got called out. Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were so intense about people's backgrounds, but now
Wow.
we
And
know.
welcome to Courtney and make sure because I never say it right and I
That's
don't want to use the other nickname. Can you pronounce your last name for all those listening?
I sure can. Courtney Shimoleski is the last name.
Lesky. I always want to say
Yeah.
Lou.
Because it
I
looks
know.
like Lou.
There's a lot of vowels and consonants that are together that throw people off. So it's okay.
Yeah. Well, as Courtney C from World at Work is joining us as I always you are famous enough and loved enough throughout the World at Work community that Courtney C actually works. Like you
Totally.
can
Oh, well,
usually say I'm talking
thank
to
you.
Courtney C and they're like, I got you. It could be because they love you. Of course, now I'm looking at your name. It could be because they're like, I literally just don't want to pronounce that.
I mean, probably it's the second. Like people just not even attempt it, which is valid. I can't even judge anybody for that.
So give us your background, kind of your choice, whether you want to go your background and lead into where you are now or what you're doing now with World at Work and then how you got there.
Sure. I will start with where I am now and how I got here. So my official title is manager of event programming and affiliate engagement. So what I do at World at Work, I oversee all of our webinars and in-person programming. So you've come to anything World at Work related in the last 2 years, I had some hand in something. And then affiliate engagement, we have about 45 affiliates in both the US and Canada, and I oversee those. So lots of intersection between those two roles because our affiliates are amazing and do a lot of speaking and help in a lot of ways, and we do events with affiliates, so lots of overlap. But how I got here, I was previously a kindergarten teacher for many years, so that's where I started. I
Didn't know
won't
that.
save the long how we went from teacher to here, but um more power to all the teachers that are still in that profession. But
I could see the overlap though now too, right? Being one of those speakers and sort of event people that you have to deal with. My wife, also a former kindergarten teacher, so I get told all the time about how being a kindergarten teacher prepared her well for dealing with me. So there's lots of me's in the World at Work ecosystem. So I could see
Yeah,
where the
that
skill
actually
set
makes so
naturally.
much more sense now how you don't get flustered with me at all, Courtney. Like
no,
you just
no,
like
there's
this
like
is all coming
literally
together now.
you could first of all, you two aren't like the problem children of the speaker world. Will not name names, obviously, but there are some challenges but at their worst, easier than 25 kindergartners.
Now, was your last name, Courtney C when you were a kindergarten teacher? And how in the world did 6-year-olds get that out? Or did they just shorten it to Ms. C?
My maiden name was Blind, so I got married in the midst of teaching, but yeah, it was always shortened.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't, there's adults that can't say it.
totally.
So
3 syllables is a maximum for a
There's at
6-year-old.
least one here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, no expectation that a kindergartner would be able to pull out Shimlowski. So
That's a lot.
it is. So yeah, it is teaching. There's a lot of like similarities that roll into this role.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and yeah, it seems like a good, to me, a logical connection, but
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have a speed round of questions for you.
Oh
Um,
God.
are you ready?
Upsetting. I feel like this is like an icebreaker.
There's
Well, we make
only
them easier,
there's only one where there's a right and wrong answer. Otherwise, there's no right or wrong answers.
Okay. Well, there's a dumb answer. I could be the dumb answer. Nobody wants that to
Paul,
be that
Paul's
person.
only mentioning when we get to the third question that there's a right answer in his mind, but you're okay because the other answer is right with me. What you will learn quickly on the third question, I guess, Courtney, is you can't make everybody happy all the time.
That's right.
So,
Okay. Well, as
um,
as a people pleaser, that's not great. But okay, noted.
are you a coffee or tea drinker?
Oh, coffee. But I do like tea too. I guess it
Okay.
depends on time of day.
Are
You
you a
got enough.
coffee? So Paul has created the follow-up question to are you a coffee snob or just like a
I am a snob. Okay. I'm gonna say high maintenance because I feel like snob has a negative connotation to it.
So does high maintenance.
I In my eyes it doesn't. Maybe that's just for you. I am high maintenance when it comes to pretty much coffee, tea, liquor, just, across the board.
It's got to be
okay?
good, right?
Food,
Don't
yeah,
don't
it's
do it
gotta
if
be
it's not
good.
right.
So, yes,
Yeah.
I am a high maintenance coffee
All right.
snob.
All right. Your favorite World at Work location for the annual conference to date?
Ooh.
I think Cincinnati was my favorite,
Well, that was
and
a dark horse. I didn't see that one
I
coming.
would not have. Yeah, would have lost that in Vegas. Okay.
I'll tell you why. Well, one, I'm a Midwesterner, so, I mean, that goes without saying. However, we were able to, like, fully take over that town versus, like, you're one of,
Yeah.
a bunch of other events happening. Um, our offsite was so fun there at the ballpark, I thought. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it felt more immersive than.
We'll go back there. We'll just upgrade the band. I got you. Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Upgrade the band.
And perfect, she says.
The band was great.
The band was great. I was just
Oh,
giving you a
And
hard
one phenomenal guest singer that Sean didn't show up to listen to, by the way.
Oh, ouch. Okay, that's a true story. You have a weekend away. We mentioned
Okay.
you were just coaching volleyball, so you've now been given a weekend away. Would you rather go spend it in a posh resort or camping in the woods?
Oh, I am not a camper. If I'm camping in the woods, I need like a full-blown extended,
Hotel.
like something like,
Right.
yeah,
Right. The courtyard is camping in the woods. Like
correct. So
yeah.
I would say posh hotel.
Okay.
But had you thrown out like lake house on a lake, I would have, like, log
Okay.
cabin on a lake, I would have chosen that.
Okay. That's a
I
good
feel
one
like
because
you need
actually
another,
normally
another option in that. It's a
well,
very
normally, I will say probably the third most popular answer has been beach, which is it's like we don't care. It might be posh at the beach, but it's beach, and then second choice would be the lot accommodation. So we can add
Mhm.
lake house. That's
Yeah,
good.
or water. I mean, beach is fine.
Okay.
Water.
Speaking of that, the vacation spot you'd like to go that you haven't been.
Greece.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I
That
will.
was
I'll
very.
throw in as I am not a cruise person. For anyone who knows
Mm-mm.
me, I call it boat jail. Um,
Yep.
and
Agreed.
but that is the one cruise that we have been on that I would go cruise again because we just went spot to spot to spot, and instead of packing all your crap up and going somewhere else, you literally just were like out during the day, came on the boat, which I think you're supposed to call it a ship or something else, but it's always a boat to me. A
Just a
boat.
big
And
one.
then you just showed up the next morning at the next place and went and checked it out. So I will say, even if
Okay.
you're not a cruise
Yeah.
person, that is the one place, it was super cool that I was like, I can do this. Like, that's okay. Um,
Cruises freak me out. I don't know. But I
Not
could
a
maybe do that where I'm hopping, as long as I don't have to be on it. Boat, ship, whatever
yeah.
you wanna call it.
no, so when we've gone, there is a cap on the number of days at sea. My wife will book a cruise that I'm on because I think she is worried at some point I would just be like, I can't take it anymore and just
Just
jump.
jump off, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Alaska is the only place that you'll catch me going on a boat. We've done the cruise, great. That's not for my wife, but Alaska we would do that way. But Greece, I'm gonna have
Alaska's
to sell her
another
on.
one.
Oh, I've heard that. I've heard Alaska is amazing.
Alaska's a
Yeah,
good one unless you go way in London, like you're a true nature, want to go out off the grid for days.
yeah.
If you're
Yeah,
not,
there.
then I can now see prior answer, then the
Yes.
cruise is actually pretty good. I will say, I'll throw myself under the bus because if any of my kids watch this, to show what kind of parental unit I am on an Alaskan cruise, my kids, one of their fondest memories, which also doesn't say much about my kids, is we were on an Alaskan cruise and the kids are younger. And they still remember the insane wave pool I let them play in inside when we were at rough sea. There was
Oh,
one set of children in there with one parental unit, letting the kids get chucked out of the pool onto the deck. It was awesome.
You know
Um,
what? I could see why. I don't feel like that says that would be a cool experience, core memory for kids for
I
sure.
mean, until you break your neck, right? I mean, it was a great experience
they
given
are
that it
old
worked
enough
out.
now.
That
They're
didn't
also of
happen,
the
Paul. You
age.
just took it to a really, intense place. It's a
It's all
happy
good.
core
And now
memory.
I can share this because social services can have them for all I care. They're older. So,
They're off the payroll.
yeah. Are you a crunchy or creamy peanut butter person?
Oh, crunchy.
Oh,
Oh, that was like a with
Mhm.
conviction.
With
Okay, all right.
conviction. Yes.
we haven't had as
Hands
many of
down.
those as I thought. Usually it seems to be very divisive around that, but we've had some, although we've had a fair number of international, people, but in general, people, it's usually the answer's quick and like decided.
People feel very strongly about their
Yeah.
peanut butter options.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's true.
So let's start with we will be a month and change, 2 months, whatever we are. It's coming quick. Let's put it that
It
way
is coming
to
quick. Don't tell me
uh,
that. Not
San
I got a lot to do
Antonio.
before then.
So give us the high level pitch on why people should go and what you're looking for, or that type of thing. And I'll throw in the question that we totally didn't prep you for based on your Cincinnati answer.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
how are you guys kind of keeping it close? Because I know there's something going on in
There's a little
San
bit of
Antonio.
a party in San Antonio in
Yeah.
What
April.
is
Yeah.
it?
It's called Fiesta, and it's from what I've been told, like the Mardi Gras of San Antonio area. So really fun events happening, lots of people. There's so have you guys ever been to San Antonio?
I
I
have, yeah.
have, but now that you say that, if I knew that, I might not have. Now I have to go, but like that, that's a lot of people for me, and you're just more people.
I don't think it's as I don't I mean, I think within reason. I don't think we're hitting Mardi Gras level numbers in this town, but
We'll find out.
with the river that runs through it, there's a boat parade that
Okay.
everybody decorates their boats and they parade through this river. And our after party, which is on Monday night, I believe, is going to be right by this river. So you'll have a front row spot to see all the parade boat action. Um, and there's I guess medals are a big deal down there. So each you can go to all different restaurants and places and they'll give away these cool looking medals that
I
everybody
didn't know where that was
designed.
going because my Mardi Gras days, but I'm glad now you just show up
Yeah, there's
somewhere.
no
Okay.
beads. It's a pretty medal
Yeah.
that you put
I mean, don't
yes.
get me wrong. There's a part of me who wants to tell my wife it's like Mardi Gras and then just go buy a pile of beads and show up at home with a pile of beads.
Oh,
But
I'm sure she would love that.
yeah. Okay. So we get medals, go into all the different restaurants.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think some of World at Work is gonna have their own medal. Some one of the San Antonio affiliate made one that's representative of them. So there are other within the expo center, I think you can collect some from in there. Um, I would say obviously my view looking into this event is programming and affiliates focused. So for me, we added a full keynote. So typically we only have 3 keynotes where we have a fourth. So we're opening on Sunday, which we've not done Usually we only do, I think, the welcome reception is typically on
Mhm.
Sunday, but we have a full keynote this year, which is all of our keynote speakers are also doing follow up like workshops related to their topics or sessions. So you can hear this really great, keynote and then dig in a little deeper if you want to and do a little more hands on experience. So, in that respect, it's really cool. Um, I'm a big fan, obviously, hence the teacher role of, digging into stuff in different formats and people getting to experience sessions to meet their learning styles. And I feel like we're hitting a lot of different types of sessions. So
Mm.
it's not, there are your traditional presentations, but there's a lot of really interactive, different things than I think we've done in the past. So pretty pumped about that. What else? We have an AI skills lab this year, which Paul may
You
or
can
may
say it.
not be
You're allowed to
speaking
say it. It's
at.
okay. I knew it was going to come up. It was okay.
It's
It's okay.
posted now. It's public
Yeah.
information, right?
Yeah.
That there might be a few moments where you can learn some fun AI tricks from me and Kevin on my team. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like we've heard so many people that are like, "Bleh, so tired of hearing about AI is coming and, you know, it's gonna take jobs and be scared of it." And people have moved on to the phase of like, how do I use this beast and what like show me how to do it.
Yeah.
So that skills lab is really built around that
Yeah.
idea of diving in and actually learning how to use different tools and
Yeah.
I'm
Just
gonna I'm gonna
from a
bust
speak.
myself here. Is the brain date thing out there again?
brain date is not going to be happening again this year. So the AI skills lab is kind of taking the place of that
Okay.
in the expo hall.
I feel
There
better. I can
are
find it now, by the way.
obviously a
Yeah.
lot of ways you can connect to people.
Yeah.
And networking opportunities, you can still connect through the app. So you can still do the things that Brain Date allowed you to do. It's just not going to be like that designated space like it was
Yeah.
last year.
I'll say the AI skills lab. I hope that this takes off from the standpoint of your comments about sort of meeting different learning objectives and learning styles, right? The thought of fingers on, right? Like when we say hands on, that's the challenge you've given to us as speakers. Like this is not a let's just talk about it and let people listen. This is a there's computers to
Mhm.
like do stuff, right? So it's a different approach. I didn't actually realize how hard it would be to think about that and like how do you build something that people can get their arms into and learn something from. But it's a great experiment, and I really hope it works because I do think Brian Briscoe and I always joke, if somebody leaves with one good idea, we felt it like it's a success. And, same thing here. Like, give them an actual tool that they can use, something they can leave and say, all right, I know how to make this work for me now. The data
Mhm.
Paul gave me was made up, but let me use my real information and figure out how to get something out of this. So I think it's a great experiment. I can't wait to see people show up and
I
take
know.
something away from that for sure.
Well,
I agree. It's become my little like pet project, I feel like. So I'm really like hopeful that it pans out the way I'm envisioning it. Um, but agreed. I think who has time? Like it's hard to find the time in your day to
Yep.
experiment with anything. And and then you add in a layer of, protection on everybody's computers so you can't actually do a lot of different things. So with some of those constraints in place, it's hard to actually
Yeah.
learn how to use it. So if you have the option, like, we'll have computers set up, you'll be able to, um, we'll have all the programs. They're all free, like it's Copilot and Chat
mm,
GPT, like, free stuff. Um, so you should be able to get on there and play around. It'll be open outside of when actual sessions are happening. So people should be able to experiment if they'd like to. And hopefully it leaves whoever's interested in that, leave feeling like you said that they've like, wow, okay, I got
Yeah.
something valuable out of that. And I think I can go back and save myself 3 hours of my workday doing this cool thing.
Totally. A very a very smart, intelligent leader I was speaking to a couple weeks ago admitted, like, look, I haven't done anything with AI yet because I haven't found a safe place to play around. Like, I don't know if like the data I use is data I probably shouldn't put into AI except for Copilot, and I don't really understand it. So, like, there are people who just need an excuse to jump in and do
Yeah.
something. And I
Oh,
think
for
that's what
sure.
it will be, right? And it's like no judgment zone. Like, just come and try it, see it. Like, the first step matters a lot, and it's a great place to do it. Why not?
Well,
I am a
I
little
feel like
baffled.
with
I'm always a
AI
little
too, like,
baffled with that, Paul. Like the I don't have the data because I think I told you I made that 100-person SaaS software company, Acme Software, where
Yeah,
Wile E. Coyote was the CEO and all the characters are Warner
yeah,
Brothers. Um,
that
and you learn a lot about it, but it gives you by the time you're done learning about it, and you have to randomly generate other things. You find some. I mean, it's a little creepy actually at some level between Claude. Well, because in one of them,
yeah.
Claude in particular, like Bugs Bunny was in charge of sales, Pepe Le Pew was in charge of customer support. Like you actually go down, you're like pretty hilarious actually what it was doing. And so and then by the time you're done with that, that becomes like once I filled it out randomly with men and women and ranges and salary ranges, you learn a lot. It gives you that data set you're talking about, Paul, because that's the part I'm always like, just make one up. I don't know
Yeah.
why they're like it is kind of very
But I think even that is something folks don't think to do, right? Like, and that's I'll give away. Like one of the sessions we're doing, the first exercise is to generate the fake data using AI, right? Like we don't have data. I'm not going to give you my people data. I'm not going to give you a client's data. Let's make some for this purpose today. And so yours is going to be different than yours. Just know that. But this is where you can play, right? It's teaching people how to create their own laboratory.
which is also
Um,
super cool, actually, side by side, how they come up with different answers doing the
totally.
same thing. The AI, like, it's such an
yeah.
educational
Yes.
experience. Even if you just go create that data in that lab and with somebody, it's
Yep.
such an educational experience on how it's working.
Totally.
Even if you don't do anything with it, you at least start to get kind of the math
Totally.
behind it, the large language side.
Yeah.
So I'm
What
stoked that's there. I know I looked through the list, and what's kind of cool is there are, obviously presentations to panels to, work sessions to whatever. So it'd be hard for someone to argue they didn't have my style there because there's enough
I'm
stuff that.
sure that we'll get that back. I mean, it is what it is. People
Well, that's what I couldn't do, Courtney. Your job when you take feedback, like I'd be the one to get the feedback and be like, you know, let me send you an email about that. Like
I
I'd be
mean, I
like,
didn't say I handled it well. I just said we take it.
That's why she added alcohol to the list of coffee, tea,
Correct, but
right?
no.
Like there's a different coping
There's a
mechanism
reason.
involved
There's a
with
way
getting
to handle
feedback.
it. No,
Yeah.
we
for
actually do use that feedback like pretty like we
sure.
comb through it afterwards. And one of the things we got last year from tons of people was they wanted more opportunities to connect with people and be able to just talk and you know share whatever, commiserate, what sub in whatever you want to do. Um, so we've added a lot of roundtable sessions and a lot more opportunities for people to do that and connect. There's affiliate meetups where you can, meet people in your area and connect with other professionals. So, I mean, there should be a lot of built-in opportunities for not just the get a glass of wine and hope you run into somebody and talk about, you know,
Well,
random
our
things.
affiliate's huge. I hope you didn't have our affiliate during any main sessions because the Western Mass, Central Mass affiliate could just slurp up all the people that are there, not leaving anyone for the keynote. So,
Well, because of that, we intentionally separated the time so you could
okay.
all go to the keynote together.
And what is the new? I know is there a name for it? You guys added like wellness or something, another channel ish group of presentations this year. Is that right? Like health, wellness.
Another channel
Oh
of
my gosh,
presentation.
I should have been more prepared. There
We
was
we added like a personal growth
yeah,
channel track. I don't know if that's what you're talking
winner.
about.
Yeah,
So, we had a speaker. I don't know if either one of you made it to Jeff Davenport's speaker orient or like session. He also came last year to TR and did a session in the expo hall, just on like executive presence and people, it was full, like streaming out. There was no seats left. And he got great reviews. So we are bringing him back this year, along with a variety of other different types of presentations. But that track is more focused on like you and your individual career, not necessarily like your role doing X at X company and what you need to know industry wise. That's more like, how do you build skills for your own self to, continue on whatever path or journey you see for yourself in your future. And there's all different types of, building presentations, how to network and talk to people when that's not you're in more introverted, how to give a good presentation. There's a bunch of different options for that, but it is more personal focused than industry
That's
focused.
the one I wanted to make sure I should highlight. Although maybe I should is the how to do better job before my presentation or after? Because that would be like
Um, I think it's before yours,
all right,
but
good. I
I
have time.
mean, you should go. Not because you need to go to it, but
Paul,
that
I
did
cannot
come
believe
out
you
a
said
little
that with Paul
dig-esque,
on
and I
here.
didn't mean it that way.
Yeah, Paul, look at Paul. Paul's like to never be forgotten.
I
I
know. As
just
soon as it was coming out of my mouth, and I couldn't make it stop.
and let the
Um,
record note she said it to Sean, not to me.
Yeah.
well, you said you went already.
I did. That's true.
Um,
I did see it last year.
I've
Yeah.
gone twice to hit. I've seen the same presentation twice, and he's honestly just has really good
Yeah.
information. Like
It
I took something different away each time I went.
yeah, it's 100% one that actually to be practical. It's actually great right after you've presented because you've got a case example to think about. Oh, he's talking about what I could have done better there, right? Like whereas if you
Right.
do it before, I think you'll overthink it, right? Like I think I've learned more from it when you're like, "Oh, I should have reframed that topic this way because it's going to land more influentially than just like saying what I wanted to say." Like and that's the way that
That's a good,
I
interesting
engage with it. So
perspective.
I think
Yeah.
it's a great one for people who have presented to like come with a presentation in mind
Yeah.
and you'll learn from it.
Yeah.
Every time you'll learn something new because you can
Or
find those principles
you
throughout.
can't stop going to that stuff, whether and you can make the decision when you're there if it's for me or not, you know. You know, like an executive presence one would be, like if I was to go to that, Courtney, like assuming I could get in. Um,
Don't try now, Sean.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
just yeah.
but there's always something in those sessions. There might be 50 things that they cover, but there's
Yeah.
usually at least one or two things that you can pull away from. It's not like you have to take all
Mhm.
50, but the always be learning thing for
Oh, for
sure
sure.
on that stuff is great. So
And I think
I
it
thought it was
it
cool.
honestly hits like no matter where you are in your phase of career life, if you're just coming in, a presentation session's going to be great in teaching you the foundations that you both probably already know. And then if you're more seasoned, you come in with how do like you said, how do I fix something? How can I
Yeah.
refine it?
Yeah.
I mean, I think no matter you could go to any of those sessions in that track and probably no matter what level of career life you've are in
I
and
thought it
be
was so cool because I think comp, watching from the outside, it's hard for anyone to go to professional development stuff over multiple periods of time, and so it's usually a small team. Like a huge comp team is, 7 or 8, right? I mean, like that's a huge comp team, 10, whatever it is. So they're usually 1, 2, 3. And so how do you get professional development and do this stuff where you can get good feedback? And so I think it's a cool track that you guys added this year, despite
yeah.
the fact that I couldn't name it. I knew it was there and I knew I wanted to cover it.
And like well-being, I mean, we do have a well-being track, but that's like a pretty standard column pillar of total rewards. Like we've had that for a while. So I was like, what is he talking about? It has to be that.
But that's generally how when I speak, that's generally what's going through
How it
most
tends to
people's
go.
minds,
Yeah.
Courtney. So that's all good.
Okay, well noted.
Um, So let's pivot a little. We talked about kind of the networking. You have the affiliate thing too. So 45 affiliates now?
Yes, I think there's 42 on our website, and we've had quite a few that are like standing up.
Mm,
So I
mm,
think over the last probably 6 months to a year, we've had a lot of
mm.
interest in building out local groups that people are wanting to get together and wanting to connect with people in their areas. And I think where COVID really, as it did so many things, right? Like destroyed a lot, and I think getting in together in person obviously is one of those. And but we are seeing a turnaround, and it definitely picking up, and more groups that are wanting to just get their local professionals together in their areas. So love that, and many of them will be at Total Rewards. So looking forward to one, seeing people in person, because it is nice to actually get to connect with people. But I think it'll be great for all of our attendees to also be able to meet some of these groups.
Yeah.
And you're both part of affiliate groups, so you can
Yeah.
hype them.
I feel like Sean's part of every affiliate group. Like,
You're like a
he's
what
the
is that,
mascot for the
honorary
local
member of.
affiliate. Like, he's like the puppy that shows up at all the
Technically, I
events.
get technically part of two, right? If you count the Northeast and the New England, well, remember the New England one, and then the Northeast one for programming. But
Yep.
I do think they're super cool. I think more people that can present or only think they want to present to larger groups should go, because a lot of them are in this place where even if it's just online, if you can get past the business value. So obviously I'm at a vendor, and Paul, at a consultancy, like, get past that a little bit and offer value, because a lot of them are stuck in this space where they want to have great content, but
Yeah.
people who might be able to provide great content will only show up if 100 people show up, or want 100 people there. And that's just not going to happen. And so they're stuck in this spot. And so there's a cool opportunity. And I do think, they really just want to hang out and network. And really, they want people who have a cool, at least enough in LinkedIn. So their boss is like, that looks like you're going to get educated, but they don't actually want to see you. They
Yeah.
want to go network with all the people that are there. If they learn something great, to your point, Paul, if you can give them one or two things, great. But they really want to be able to go hang. Cause again, it's a group
Yeah.
that is not big in any one company, and a lot of them are small, small teams of one maybe. And so who do you go, like, I have this situation thing, and so they get to
Mhm.
network and build that they
Yeah.
can then send some people to, and that's such a huge thing, I think.
Yeah. And it's a more comfortable networking experience for introverts in particular, is what I found, right? Like, you go to the big conference. Networking starts with, like, the scary thing of, "Can I sit by you at lunch?" Like, I mean, and it's not really true. I'm being dramatic, but, like, it can be intimidating to meet somebody new in a crowd of a few thousand. It's less intimidating to meet somebody new in a crowd of 30. I know that's where I met a lot of the folks here in Chicago, was back at the
Yeah.
CCA events back in 2001, 2002, because you go and there's 30 people, and you're going to get to know somebody every time. So, for those that
Mhm.
get a little, that want to build a network and don't know where to start, a local affiliate is a great place to start. Because there's probably 15 people that show up to every single one of them. You'll get to know them really well, which is great.
Yep.
And they tend to be the connectors in your sort of
Mhm.
local market. So it really is a great place to start building out a network. Even if you don't just want to just be local in your network, it's a great place to invest those first, few steps for sure.
Yeah, and it's usually not too far a drive or whatever. It's not a
Yeah.
big deal. So
People
yeah,
complain about it, like, coming from having led Chicago, and there's this age-old problem of in the city, in the West, in the North, and people complain, but, like, you're talking about a half hour, friends. Like, yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
maybe an hour in traffic.
I'll give a
Chicago
shout out to
traffic is
Chicago
bigger
though.
than half an hour.
Yeah,
I mean, Chicago has that. It's like a whole new. We did the Chicago one last August, right? And they were saying it's like half of them were just a whole new crew because it's out. And that is, I mean, that's why that's the struggling part of most of them are near major metros, and so
Mhm.
which part of the major metro do you go and what time? And
yeah,
um, what's really interesting about the affiliates is just it's so most of them are doing this off the side of their desk. So, you know,
Yeah.
it, like
Volunteers. Yeah.
trying to make that go and do something for the betterment of people in the industry while they happen to have a day job.
yeah,
So,
Yeah, for
for
sure.
sure.
I will say that a lot of them seem to be like, to what you, going back to what you were just saying, Sean, about what part of the city to go to. It seems like a lot of them are starting to move to multiple, like, one month they'll do it here, the next month. So if that's a hindrance for anybody, I think that there is some movement happening with
Yeah,
a lot of the larger city areas, just to provide those opportunities that so people
yeah,
can make it, if that is something that is stopping.
I think the leaders of these affiliates have gotten smarter too. So when I was the president of CCA, I will admit my biggest mistake is I fell in love with per event attendance, right? So I wanted to see a big number. And
Well,
what I
that's easy
learned,
to do.
and what I learned was that in pursuit of that, it ended up being the same people, right? And
Mm.
we weren't maximizing sort of cross membership engagement, which is a longer term risk, right? Like if I never feel like there's an event for me, well, why would I renew? Why do I want to be a part of this? So I think, particularly in Chicago, subsequent leaders have done a better job of saying, no, it's okay if each event has 30 instead of 50. But if it's different people in different parts of the city with different topics, then we're
Mhm.
reaching 200 people over the course of 6 months instead of 60 people, right? So it's a math thing that I just think folks are smarter than me to realize, like, no, it's the wrong strategy chasing. It's a vanity metric to say I had a lot of people at this event, right? What you're really after is broad engagement, and people have gotten smarter about how to create that, in a post-COVID, post-virtual world. We now know how to navigate that better, I think. So to everybody's credit, like good
Mhm.
practices have been discovered that we just didn't really, I know I didn't really understand. And
I think they're getting more flexible too. With just how many per month. Like I think in the past, it was like we're gonna have one per month, and didn't matter if that was a good one or a bad one. But what if we had two per month, or we can't have two per month? And so, I think they're
Yeah.
getting trying to do this. What's the best for everybody? Use Chicago as a good example, Paul. Just as you're there, like they had something earlier August, and then when we were there for member
yeah,
appreciation, I think it was whatever it was within a month. It was at the usual cadence, but you had a different crew, and we were outside the city, and it was like, hey, how do we reach different groups of people who may or may not be able to get together all the time? And we did. They had some overlap, and they had some people that are like, oh, it's been so long since I saw you. So I think that's great. So yeah, I'll just put a plug in. Obviously, I like going to the affiliates. I think they're also it's cool for me to get to network, right, with people
Mhm.
too, and see what people are actually working on. Um, so it's a super cool way to get out.
yeah.
Well, hopefully everybody agrees and goes and finds their local chapter because they're doing a lot of cool stuff outside of just come and see a presentation and talk to people. Like
Yeah,
easy coffee,
totally.
just and chatting. And you guys did like a boat thing, I think, recently. Like there's a lot of cool stuff happening.
So we usually end with the big question.
Oh, we're
From
here.
your
This went
perspective.
fast.
Huh? I know. So if you could automagically, which is the highly technical term I use from development, automagically solve any one thing in all of HR, what
Any
would it
one
be?
thing in all of HR. I would say, I think that I've been hearing a lot of conversation around the idea of how to talk about things with people. So, how to, like, budgets are lean. How do I talk about the
Mm,
fact that you're not going to get a raise this year? It's going to be smaller. Or from an employee side, like, I have X problem happening. How do I explain it to HR? Like, just the idea of communication and how to make both lines flow in an easier fashion. And I
mm,
think that comes with practice and knowing how to talk about things from both sides and understanding people and where they're coming from. I think making that all easier from both sides of the coin, both employer and employee, I think that would clear up a lot of conflict.
The human and human resources?
The human and human
While
resources.
while Paul is trying to get rid of us all in the AI bot
yeah.
zone at World at Work, just to
I
be
actually,
clear.
I need to dust off this shirt. I made T-shirts several years ago that said HR would be a lot more fun without the H. Um, I think it's
Ooh,
just coming true, right?
Wow.
It
how
was in a snarky day, right?
that
Where
Yeah.
that ooh yeah.
just in-house, frustrated with humans, and it's like, gosh, this job would be so much easier if there weren't any humans. Like
So
if
it
I could just
sounds like,
predict them.
Courtney, I'm happy to be a backup if Paul gets, eliminated during his first session on Monday and can't make the second one by from wearing that shirt. I'll be a backup. But
I know you
uh,
may have to like soften that up a little bit,
Yeah, I
like
could make it.
put
I could
some
put a
hearts
smiley
or
face on it. It would be
something, or
fine.
smiley face fixes it all.
Just put
I
a
like that.
smiley emoji, and people realize that you're just being like
like
sarcastic.
it's
But
just funny. Yeah.
yeah, But the black version of the shirt with blue writing came across a little dark. It was clear that, like,
Yeah, you might need to do like a big yellow happy face.
that's
with
right.
the Terminator
Just to really, like,
on it.
Because, if I'm wearing it, it's clearly dark, serious, and, like,
Clearly.
like I give that vibe all the time.
It'll match the Novo sneakers.
That's
So.
right. Yes.
Hey, Courtney, I really appreciate it for those, coming on, taking time out to share about the conference and the affiliates. For
Yeah, thanks
anyone
for
that
having
is
me.
listening, hopefully listeners, not just listener, we have plurals.
All of y'all.
That is listening, feel free if you have questions, reach out to Courtney. She's ridiculously hard to find at the conference and is usually running from point A to point B. But if you see her wave, or
Yes.
offer her a beverage, as it may be, as we get going. But I really appreciate you coming on, and we will see you in a couple months.
Yes,
Yeah, looking
thank you.
forward to it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Courtney.
Yeah, you bet. Bye, everybody.